KT7 up here. Today, I am showcasing 140 Angela from the Trials of Mana collaboration. She is a 100 cost dark unit in the Staff Devout group. Her sub-jobs are Grimoire Keeper and Rune Knight. Angela is an anti-magic mage that can pass on magic damage reduction to her teammates. An effect that is very useful in the current meta. She can also deal pretty good damage, but she does have some issues. Let's go over her kit and I will show my build that can alleviate some of her problems. We will start off with her stats. She has slightly higher HP than Sharika, at 4242. Her magic is 448, tied with Sharika. Her agility is at 75 with support ability equipped. And her luck is at 188, not the highest, but it's fine. I don't recommend a semi-evade build for her. Overall, her stats are in the middle of the pack among the next-gen units. Next, her new rod. The general ability is Magic Attack 15. For Angela, she also gets debuff Weakening 10, Magic Man-Eater 15, and Physical Wideguard 15. I recommend to build one aim and one magic type for her. Moving to her TMR, it is an accessory. The stats are HP 238, Crit Evade 20, Defense 6, and Spirit 12. The ability is a cross-shaped group buff. Grants the group all skill activation time down 200 for 4 turns, and increase the user's CT small. This TMR is not good, it has no agility, and the ability is just okay. 20 Crit Evade is the only good thing about this item. Now the TOR item, the Pellet Drum. The abilities for all units are Curse Resistance 25, Immobilize Resistance 25, and 10 AoE Resistance. For Angela, the unique abilities are Magic Damage up 10% and grants her 20 Spirit Imperil to all her attacks before damage when her HP is above 50%. This item is really crucial for Angela, she can totally forego Spirit Penetration from her kit. She basically has 100% Spirit Penetration when attacking enemies with 20 or below Spirit. The Imperil will go into negative as well, enables her to deal extra damage. If a target has 40 Spirit, then she has the equivalent of 50 Spirit Penetration. But when you are facing a unit with Spirit over 40, then 50 Spirit Penetration is better. I will go over the skill on-off with the Pellet Drum and her TMR later on in the video. Moving on to her weapon type resistances. She has 30 to slash, 10 to pierce and 30 to magic. Her negatives are -10 to strike, and -5 to missile. These are really good, 30 to the 2 most common types of attack. Her ailment resistances are 50 to slow, 50 berserk and 10 to immobilize. She does not have any innate curse resistance, it is not a major issue for her in my opinion. She is a magic DPS, give her 97 faith. Next, master ability. She gets skill activation time down 20% and unit resistance 15. Her 140 upgrades are accuracy 15, slash resistance 15, magic resistance 15, and upgrade to one of her diamond AoE attacks to give it one more cast, and increase the casting speed to 400. Making it an instant cast ability with the right setup. Moving on to her main support abilities. Number 1 gives her 24% magic, magic penetration 40, reduce her skill activation time by 200, and hate down 5. I suggest to equip this on her at all times. Support number 2 gives her 12% agility, all wide guard 15, and a new unique effect. This effect activates when her allies get KO'd. She would recover 40% of HP, gains magic damage up 10% for 3 turns, and reduce physical damage taken by 10% for 3 turns. It can activate up to 2 times per battle, and it includes re-raise, even for herself. These buffs will apply when she gets revived from re-raise. Her main job reaction has a 20% proc chance. Reduces 60% of incoming magic-based damage. The proc rate is really low, but it is the best reaction she has from her kit. Next, her LB, it is a very good one. A unit attack with range 5 and range height 2. Before damage breaks target's magic barrier, then deals 3 hit extra large damage. Also lower target's AP 40, plus 67% chance to inflict slow. Now let's go over her buffing abilities. Her highest priority ability is a cross-shaped buff. Grants the group lower incoming magic damage by 25% and General Man-Eater 25 for 4 turns. And for Angela, she gets a 4-turn 50% magic damage barrier, increase her AoE resistance penetration by 30 on all her attacks, and dispel target's HP absorption on hit. The effects of this buff is top tier, great against magic-heavy teams. This is where the bulk of her AoE resistance penetration comes from. Also the first unit in the game that can dispel HP absorption. The second priority buff is self-only. Gives Angela hate down 6, for turns AoE resistance up 25, spirit up 40, and HP regen. This is the way that she gains 40 active spirit penetration. However, I usually turn this ability off for a TMR buff. Well, at least until you can Exia's VC, which is about 1 month after the start of the collab. Moving on to her attacking abilities. The first ability on the list has a casting speed of 280. A non-elemental, diamond AoE attack with range up to 5, range height 2, and AoE height of 1. Before damage, dispel all active wideguard from targets, then deals non-elemental large damage. This is a great way to deal with enemies that have high light resistance, and enable teammates who can't deal with active wideguard. The downside of this attack is the casting speed at 280, it is a longer cast. Attack number 2 is her signature ability. Another diamond AoE attack with range up to 6, range height 2, and AoE height of 1, and casting speed of 400. Before damage, remove courage, and lower target's reaction proc rate by 100 for 3 turns, then deals large damage. And grants Angela reduced physical damage taken 25 for the next 3 turns. Attack number 3 is her low AP ability with range of 3 and range height of 1. A sure hit attack that deals small damage and lower target's evasion rate 25 for 3 turns. This is her only sure hit ability. Be sure to gear her to have at least some accuracy to avoid random misses. Attack number 4 is her level 140 ability. An instant cast unit attack with range of 5 and range height of 1. Before damage, dispel target's haste, shell, and magic damage reduction effect. Then deals large damage and has a 50% chance to inflict poison. There are a lot of dispels from this ability that can help her against Cloud or Greatsword in general, which is a tough matchup for Angela. This ability gives her a fighting chance. That's all for her main job, moving on to her subs. Let's look at her main job sub first. The first ability is a diamond TP skill with range up to 6. 25% chance to silence the enemies for 3 turns, and lower their magic resistance by 25 when silence is active. The second ability is a unit attack with range 5, and range height 1, deals a 3-hit medium damage to target. This gives her another dark chain option besides her LB. Moving on to Grimoire Keeper. She gets clandestine reading, giving her 40 spirit penetration and 12 defense. The other support is Grimoire Keeper Mastery, gives her 12% max HP and 24% magic. I don't recommend these two for Angela. The reaction ability is Hidden Resistance, 30% chance to increase AoE resistance by 40 for 1 turn after taking damage, and lower her hate by 1. The two notable abilities are Attritional Protection and Spell of Shielding. Attritional Protection lets her deal AP damage on all her attacks for 3 turns and enables a full AP depletion team with Soul and Water Veritas. Spell of Shielding gives her a 7.5k HP physical damage barrier. This is a very good buff, but it could be more difficult to cast 2 group buffs before moving forward when she is paired with Seifer and Lucielle. Keep this on when she is with Exia, as both are multiple buffs units. Next, Rune Knight. She gets Sharp Mind, giving her 40 spirit penetration and 20 accuracy. If you want to give her Spirit Pen, this is the one I recommend. But usually I don't give her any from support, she doesn't really need it. The other support ability is Dark Enchanting Rune. Dark attack up 5 and decrease her light resistance by 5. The reaction is Magic Commutation, recover some AP after taking damage, not a useful reaction. The two notable abilities are Drain Evocation and Dark Saber. Drain Evocation can increase her magic penetration, which is good. But the AI rarely uses it, as it has the same max range as her Diamond AoE. Dark Saber is short range slash attack with Light Killer. Not bad, but Rune Knight is more for PvE content. We have finished with her kit, let's move on to her VC. Her VC will drop on the same day as the unit, the banners will last for over a month. It supports Sword Warrior, Gun, and Staff Devout. The stats are HP 339, Magic 158, and Agility 3. The party abilities are Unit Resistance 24, Magic 40%, and Crit Evasion 20. The bestowed effects are AoE Resistance Penetration 20, and Max HP up 10%. The Hollow Party ability is for dual content, gives the team 15% HP up. VC Mastery are magic attack 2, and reduce physical damage taken 1%. This is a good card for Angela. AoE resistance penetration from bestowed will put her at 50 AoE pen. Also, this is the only magic-based unit resistance card for the Devout group. It supports Seifer as well. If you are planning to pick up Exia, I highly recommend to give this VC a strong consideration. Next, her equipments, Espers, and Truststones. Her new weapon, the Dragon Rod, is her best weapon. The Wizard Rod is also a good choice, but I will give that to Exia instead. In the second slot, the Pellet Drum is hands down the best choice. Spirit Imperil before damage is great. In the TMR slot, I like Dark Fina's TMR, the Dark Mistresses. It has 7 agility and gives the user 40 magic penetration and lower skill activation time by 350 for 3 turns. I am going all in on magic penetration with Angela. This is a powerful build. I will go over that in the next couple slides. The best Esper for her is the Orochi for more magic penetration and shorten her casting time. Regular Bahamut is a fine choice for higher magic value and Man-Eater. Or Dark Ramu for 20 agility and Man-Eater. Regular Siren or Valifert can also reduce her casting time, but are much less powerful. The Chariot has 20 AoE penetration. It is also a good option. For Angela's Truststone, the abilities here are for the equipments showing below. On the left, I like either Vital or Luck. If you want more bulk, go with Vital. For more accuracy, go with Luck. On the right, I mostly go with Agility. Accuracy and Magic are both good options. If you are relying on her HP regen or the heal back after allies getting KO'd, give her Healing Power instead of Dark Attack. Before sample teams, let's go over the skill on-off with her self-buff. If you decide to give her Sharp Mind, and forego her Agility plus Heal Back buff, then you can skip to the sample team section. Agility and her all-wide guard are really important, so I don't recommend doing so. Her self-buff gives her 40 Spirit Penetration. With the Pellet Drum, Spirit Pen is not really needed in most matchup. As I understand, the Spirit Penetration comes after the 20 Spirit Imperil, so it is not very meaningful if your targets have less than 40 Spirit. However, when facing a unit with a lot of Spirit, or teams that have high debuff weakening, Angela's damage output could drop. If you give her the Orochi Esper, she can reach 70 magic penetration without any active buffs. With Orochi on her, it is better to have her self-buff turned on for more balanced penetration to deal with those tougher enemies. But if you are like me who does not have the Orochi Esper, I recommend to turn off her Spirit Pen buff and use Fina's TMR buff instead. With the TMR buff, her Magic Pen can reach 90, while her Spirit Pen is left at 10. When going up against a Jeume that has 100 magic resistance and 0 debuff weakening, Angela deals almost double the damage with the TMR buff active. Since the spirit value in the meta is rarely higher than 30, I have quite a lot of success with this setup. However, all these will change when Exia's VC arrives. It is coming to JP in a couple days at the time of this write-up. Okay, Exia's VC has 28 spirit penetration for Devout. If you get this card, you can just leave her self-buff on and turn off her TMR. With Orochi, her Magic Pen will be at 98 with no active buffs. And her Spirit Pen will be at 50 with her self-buff active. With Bahamut and the upcoming VC, her Magic Pen is at 78 without buffs, and Spirit Pen at 50 with active buff. You can still have the TMR ability active to get to 100 Magic Pen. The best setup is obviously the Orochi Esper plus Exia's VC. In the meantime, hopefully this can help you decide which TMR to equip and which ability to turn off. Alright, let's move on to sample teams. The first team I am showing is the Devout and Warrior team with Seifer and Lucielle. This is the best Angela team before Exia. I will show a mono dark setup later on. Angela is on her main job sub for an additional triple hit attack to chain with Seifer. Has both her main job supports and her main job reaction. Her unit resistance is at 46 with no way to increase it mid-fight, and her AoE resistance is at 28. Since I have her self-buff turned off, it will remain at 28. That is also the reason her Spirit Pen is only at 15. 10 from Truststone and 5 from sub-VCs bestowed. Magic Pen at 90 with TMR buff and total of 50 AoE penetration. 30 from group buff and 20 from main VCs bestowed. Total of 30 physical wide guard and 15 magic wide guard. Just like any other Lucielle support team, this team is about speed and haste. The two DPS units both have 4-turn barriers, Angela's work against magic, and Seifer's work against all damage. He can be even tankier after Angela's 25 magic damage reduction. Seifer can give Angela active wide guard to further increase her damage mitigation against AoE attacks. Angela can dispel active wide guard for Seifer to deal more damage. Lucielle is here to haste, give her allies courage remove, and heal. The three works very nicely together. The VCs I want to bring attention to are Soul's card for Magic Man-Eater, and Fina's card for 5 Spirit Pen from Bestowed. It is not a lot, but every bit helps. The second team is Light and Dark Team with Cloud and Seifer. With some VC adjustments, it also works with Jeume or any other great sword units. There is no unit resistance card that works with all 3 units. This is not the best Angela setup, but it could still work. Angela is on Grimoire Keeper for the physical barrier, it can help her stay behind for an extra turn. The third team is a full devout team with Exia and Lucielle. As I mentioned earlier, Exia's card is not available even on JP yet, but it should arrive about a month after Angela's release. With Exia on the team, Angela can cast 2 group buff easier, since both her teammates are buff heavy. This will be a very strong devout team, but as of now, most people are choosing Water Veritas over Angela, mainly due to accessibility and Water Vision cards. But once Exia's VC arrives, I believe Angela will be a better choice. In the meantime, you can use Soul and Water Veritas for a AP depletion team. All 3 can deal AP damage. The last 2 teams I have prepared are the Mono Dark team and a team that features Sephiroth and Ramana. Mono Dark might not be the best choice, but it is an option. And Ramana can be useful in a matchup against Exia or Water in general. Alright, let's look at the devout VCs, then my final thoughts on the unit. There are many VCs for this group, but they were waiting on a carry unit. The carry has arrived, and it is Exia. There are some crossovers with Spear, Katana, Warrior, and Glove. I have showed many of them already, so I won't repeat myself. The devout group is ready for prime time. Now my final thoughts on Angela. She is overall a decent to good magic DPS unit with the pellet drum. She can also take magic attacks fairly well, and has some damage mitigation against physical attacks. There are a lot of dispels in her kit, the first unit that can dispel HP absorption, as well as active wide guard, haste, shell, and magic damage reduction effect. Those are really good against many meta units. She can pass on magic damage reduction to her teammates, which is a huge plus. And she gains a 4-turn magic barrier from the same buff. These are very good. The HP healback effect when an ally is KO'd is a hit or miss effect. It works best when allies have re-raise. The effect works on herself as well. But I think the 12% agility and 15 all wide guard are enough to justify it being equipped. However, if you compare apple to apple with Exia, Angela just doesn't bring as much. Both are 100 cost devout units, but one is head and shoulders better. The most glaring thing is the difference in casting speed. Angela's best attacks require casting while Exia doesn't, not to mention the sequential heal that Exia has. On a full devout team, Angela is not the carry, Exia is. Angela is a great secondary DPS unit that can enhance the team's survivability against magic. She is not bad, but just not worth the 100 cost price tag when compared to Exia. Angela requires a lot more attention to make her strong. If you want to run a full devout team, I think Angela is a great number 2, but also replaceable with Water Veritas. If you are just waiting on a strong devout unit, go with Exia. As for her VC, I think it is a good pickup. The 20 AoE penetration from Bestowed is really good for many units. It is a definite main slot card for most teams. I will have the Duran video up next, and if you want to get more collaboration info, you can check out my priority list video. Now let's go to a few sample matches. The first match of the day is against Full Devout. This map is more difficult for movement control, not ideal for either teams. Angela's first action, her group buff, gives the group reduced magic damage 25% and General Man-Eater for 4 turns. For her only, a 50% magic barrier, increase her AoE penetration 30 before damage, and dispel target's HP absorption on hit, all for 4 turns. Enemy Angela is using her self-buff. Gives her hate down 6, AoE resistance 25, spirit pin 40 and HP regen, all for 4 turns. Then my Angela uses her TMR buff for a 3-turn skill activation time down 350 and magic penetration 40. Enemy Angela goes for her LB. Before damage breaks target's magic barrier, then deals a 3-hit extra large damage, lower target's AP 40, and 67% chance to inflict slow. Slow landed on Seifer, and dispelled his HP absorption. Then my Angela returns the favor with her own LB. Dark Chain took out enemy Angela. With the magic damage reduction effect still active, I am not too concerned with Exia. Her sleep landed on my Angela, then sequential heal plus her CT up, and Exia gets to attack again. The magic barrier and magic damage reduction effect are paying off big time. Now my Angela is going in for her signature AoE attack. Before damage, remove courage and lower reaction rate by 100 for 3 turns. Then deals large damage and lower physical damage taken by 25 for self for 3 turns. Then she uses the same attack again and dealt cap damage to Exia to take her out. With Lucielle's heals keeping her HP above 50%, Angela can deal pretty good damage. I will just speed up the fight to the end. This is her job 25 ability. Before damage, dispel haste, shell and magic damage reduction effect. Deals large damage and 50% chance to inflict poison. The second match of the day is against Mono Fire with Sephiroth, Crimson Wizard and Resnick. There will be a couple more matches after this one. You will see her heal back support in the next match. I will feature Angela again in Exia's video. That's all I have for today. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.
静にね。ありがとう。助かりました。燃え尽きるまで戦って
楽しませてくれ。
目を上げたら来るわね。
ないんだよ。
本気で戦わないと手加減なし。私をあり
見どころ
が
があるな。
とう。お見舞いしてあげる。
遊びは終わりだ。
行くわよ。私に勝てる。私の魔法は私に勝てるやつなんていないんじゃない？
楽にしてやる。
元気出せ。ありがとう。助かりました。お見舞いしてあげる。私の魔法、私に勝てるやつ。私の魔法は痛いわ。助かったわ。
楽しませてくれ。
行くわよ。
ないんだよ。弱すぎる。相手になってやろう。火祭りだ。
さっさと終わらせましょう。冷静にね。
もっと楽しませてくれ。
殲滅を始める。とっとと動け。
助かりましたよ。神よ、共に前に導いてください。
あなたの最後をよし見せてください。今日は
さらなる魔力を見せよう。
燃え尽きるまで
見どころがあるな。遊びは終わりだ。
私に勝てるやつなんていないんじゃない？
真の魔力を見せてやる。
してください。
私を助けてください。
楽しませてくれ。
元気出
楽にしてやる。
せ。行くわよ。
この場を切り抜け
捉えられるかな。
してください。行きますよ。行きますよ。
そろそろ死んでください。
塵となれ。
私の魔法は痛いわよ。目を上げたら
さらなる魔力を見せよう。
ないんだよ。
お見舞いしてあげる。
行きますよ。行きますよ。やっ。
燃え尽き
見どころがあるな。楽にしてやる。
行くわよ。
この場を切り抜けるために手加減